Hey guys, Amir here for the Man United Nation YouTube channel, and I'm just bringing you my season 2015-16 preview. I know I promised individual videos on each and every club in the Premier League, and I got through a couple of them, but then I was busy with my internship this summer, and then I've been sick for the past 2 days. I'm still not fully recovered, but I have managed to get everything together, especially since there's only an hour till the league kicks off with United's match against Tottenham. I want to make sure my records are on the record before my predictions are on the record before I get started, or before the season gets started. You know, I already tell I'm a little bit sick. So I'll give you my league table and then I'll go from there. So my league table. Number 1, Man United. That's right, we're going to win the league. We are going to win the league. Unfortunately, we'll do it on the last day. Chelsea will come second and they won't go down without a fight. They'll be very close with us. Number 3, I have Arsenal. Petr Cech's been a massive improvement for them, and their other younger players will improve as well. Number 4, I've got Man City. They're a bit better on balance, but I mean, they're not really much better. Plus, they've lost a lot of players. For example, I think Delph's a downgrade on Milner. Number 5, I've got Liverpool. Benteke is a great signing in my opinion, and the others are solid additions around him, but there's too much change for them to get top 4 this year. Number 6, Tottenham Hotspur. Alderweireld and Trippier add a lot, especially Trippier. His crosses are amazing, but they're too reliant on Harry Kane. Number 7, I've got Swansea City. Andre Ayew is a big signing for them. The others will help a lot too, but Boney's loss is still being felt. And plus, that's basically the ceiling for a club like Swansea right now, isn't it? Number 8, I've got Stoke City. And then, I mean, they've just made a couple of steady improvements. Ibrahim Afellay, that kind of thing. Their only real big losses are in Zonzi and Asmir Begovic. Begovic hasn't been as much on form recently anyways, so I guess you could say Nzonzi is their biggest loss, and I think they've made up for it in signing Marco van Ginkel on loan from Chelsea. Number 9, Everton, 57. Sorry, those are just rough points and tallies I have in my head. Forget that. But yeah, number 9, Everton. And then number 10, I've got Crystal Palace. They have a full season of Alan Pardew. They've made solid signings. Kabay is great, and I had them finishing as high as 6th through 8th at one point. But the fact that they've signed the likes of Connor Wickham and not the likes of Charlie Austin means I'm not going to say they're going to improve too much. Number 11, I've got Southampton. Now, I mean, that's a bit of a big call, seeing as they've finished and defied expectations in the previous 2 years. But for me, the replacements are not as good as the players who've departed. Jordi Klasi is not as good as Morgan Schneiderlin. Cedric Suarez is not as good as Nathaniel Klein. And I think they're going to have to feel that a little bit. Number 12, I've got Newcastle United. Solid additions through the spine of the team in Chancel Mbemba, also Jorginho Wijnaldum, and Alexander Mitrovic. But that said, the rest of their squad isn't that good, and they don't have too much depth, so I wouldn't say they'll go too high. Number 13, West Bromwich Albion. I mean, it's a Tony Pulis team. They're going to finish in that 12th through 14th area, aren't they? So I have them right in the middle at 13. Number 14, I've got Aston Villa. They've lost Benteke and Delph, but for my money, they've made a great clutch of signings from Ligue 1 in France. So for me, I think they will have a solid enough season. They'll start off a little bit poorly, I guess, and by the end of the year, they'll blend in like the newer players will adapt. Number 15, I have Sunderland. They have a solid enough squad. Dick Advocate's a decent manager, but don't expect them to move the earth. Number 16, I've got West Ham United, and this is another big call from me. I think they actually could get relegated. The reason why I don't have them going down is because I think that the owners will sack Bilic before the end of the season. Because for me, when Big Sam leaves a team, they get relegated. The difference for West Ham is they have such a solid squad. I mean, I love the signing of Dimitri Payet. I think Andy Carroll's a decent enough player if you play to his strengths. I think Enner Valencia and Diafra Sakho are good strikers. You've also got a couple of solid defenders there. I mean, it's a strong enough squad, but I think they'll struggle under Bilic, and I think Bilic will get the sack. If they stick with Bilic throughout the season, I think they will go down. But I don't think they'll stick with him, so I have them as high as 16th. 17th, I've got Norwich. And then I think they have a promising manager, a couple of solid additions. They have some Premier League experience in their squad, and they haven't tried to add 20 players, unlike some of the other teams. Watford. So then I've got number 18, the first team that's getting relegated, Leicester City. No Nigel Pearson, no Esteban Cambiaso. They have a slightly better squad, but there's a lot of unknowns, and I don't rate Ranieri as a manager anymore. So I do think they will be the 18th team, the last team to go down. But for my money, if West Ham don't sack Bilic, they could occupy this position. Number 19, Bournemouth, sorry. They have a couple of solid additions. They have a very talented squad, but for my money, Eddie Howe's not experienced from the Premier League, and there's not much experience in the Premier League from players except for Sylvain Distin, and they've just signed too many players. Look at the history of it. Teams that sign like 10-ish players usually go down. The ones that stay up are the ones that send 3 or 4. And so, for my money, they're going down. Watford are going to go down easily. I think they'll finish bottom of the league. I think they will be at least 8 points adrift of the safety mark. They sack managers for fun. They've signed a bunch of random foreign players. They're going full QPR, and they're going down. So that's my predictions as far as the league is concerned. The other predictions I have to share with you will be... Sorry, give me 1 second. Just got to pull them up right here. Okay, got them. So the other predictions I've got are that the top scorer will be Wayne Rooney. I think unlike Aguero and Costa, he can stay fit, and that's why I think he'll be the top scorer, although I think he's less talented than those two players at this present moment. Most assists, Cesc Fabregas is understanding with Diego Costa is great. Plus, he's just a quality player, right? And he'll play pretty much every game for Chelsea. Golden Glove goes to Thibaut Courtois. The Community Shield, I predicted it would be won by Chelsea. I was wrong, obviously. The Capital One Cup, I think, will win it. United will win the Capital One Cup because I think most teams will play their younger players, and United have some of the best youngsters right now. I think Chelsea have probably better ones, but they've loaned them all out, whereas ours are still at the club. The FA Cup, I think Arsenal will do a hat trick. They'll keep it. Then I've got Europa League, Liverpool, Champions League, Chelsea. I know that's a big call that English teams will win both UEFA competitions, but I have a feeling that Chelsea are going to try to focus on the Champions League this year, and I have a feeling that Liverpool are going to try to focus on the Europa League purely because they need to get in the Champions League somehow, and that's their best bet to do it, honestly, because I don't think they can get near the top 4. So then I've got Manager of the Year, Louis van Gaal. Yes, we go for it! He will be the Manager of the Year. And then Player of the Year, Eden Hazard. Young Player of the Year, Memphis Depay. PFA Team of the Year, and I said I'd do it in a 4-4-2 formation. I've got Thibaut Courtois in goal, Darmian, Terry, Cahill, and Shaw, Depay, Matic, Fabregas, Hazard, Aguero, and Rooney up front. And then my best transfer of the year is Memphis Depay, and my worst transfer is Radamel Falcao to Chelsea. And that's it for my predictions. I'm sorry I didn't do a full video for every team, but I am not feeling well, as you can probably tell from my voice. So that's it from me, and let's see how the season goes.